Would you consider Tucker Carlson on your VP list?
Oh,
Now,
wow.
I want to give you a hypothetical here. You're a big sports fan. You know, like Nick Saban's going to retire at some point. And if you talk to the athletic director at Alabama, he would say he has a list. So would Tucker Carlson be on your list of potential VPs? And how many names might be on that list as you sit and look and survey the political field?
Well, first of all,
Yes, Trump break the news and Libras are freaking out like never before. Trump, on an interview recently, said something that triggered a lot of people, especially Media Matters. Trump was asked if he would consider Tucker Carlson as the VP. His response put people in shock. I don't know if you have seen this. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor us to do that. And if possible, why not share out this video?
Ps. And how many names might be on that list as you sit and look and survey the political field?
well, first of all, I did my first, you could call it counter programming, but I won't call it that. But Tucker wanted to do an interview during the first debate. And I think because this is what your business is, we broke every record
Monster audience.
in history. Yeah. I think it just hit over 300 million people, but it was for that evening over 207 million. It then got to 275 within a day or two. And the biggest ever was Oprah's interview with Michael Jackson, which was 125 million. So we almost doubled it. Now, who would have thought that was going to happen? The last debate they had the lowest audience in the history of presidential debates. I don't know if you know it. And I think the one tonight it's on tonight, and I don't even talk about it.
Would you consider Tucker, though, that they based on those
I
numbers?
like Tucker a lot. I guess I would. I think I'd say I would, because he's got great common sense. When they say that you guys are conservative or I'm conservative, it's not that we're conservative. We have common sense. We want to have safe borders. We want to have a wall because walls work. You know what, Ron, I used to say about walls? I'd say wheels and walls. Everything changes. The computer that you have in front of you in about a month from now will be totally obsolete. Right now, you have the finest equipment in the world. And in about a month from now, that equipment will be obsolete. The only two things for centuries that's not obsolete are wheels and walls, right?
That's pretty good.
No, when you think about it, right? A wheel will always be a wheel. It's never going to change. And a wall will always be a wall.
And it'll
walls
work all the time.
No, walls work. Remember when they were saying walls don't work?
Yeah. And
Remember walls?
Joe Biden's got a wall at his beach house, by the way.
Yeah, and he does. And by the way, there are a lot of other walls. Nancy Pelosi has a wall also. And if she didn't have a wall, of course, it didn't work that well with respect to the husband. But, generally speaking, it would work.
With the presidential election just about a year away, one party's frontrunner was in a familiar place yesterday, a courtroom. You know who testified in his New York civil fraud trial, and not surprisingly, he was a little, PC. He was a little defiant and confrontational, as was his attorney. Take a look.
The numbers don't lie when President Trump runs for office in 2024. And those numbers are loud and clear. This country is falling apart. I was told to sit down today. I was yelled at, and I've had a judge who is unhinged slamming a table. Let me be very clear. I don't tolerate that in my life. I'm not going to tolerate it here.
Shut up. We just mentioned a certain someone's wild day in court yesterday. What'd y'all think? Did
I had
you watch?
some observations.
Let's hear the lawyer's play.
Well, there's a certain decorum that must be in place and intact in a courtroom. And the judge is the arbiter of that decorum, as is the lawyer. That lawyer could not control her client. He lacked complete impulse control. It scared me that he had the proximity that he had to nuclear codes for our country. He also implicated himself in the litigation. And
Yes, for the very first time, I've tried my possible best to see if the view will make sense. When you take a look at this, how this even relate, I don't know. They take a look at Trump in court, how the judge is doing anyhow, and the view is trying to look into it, siding with him, obviously. It is insane. I thought this time they would see the truth and call it out, but they can never see it because it is Trump. It is insane sometimes when I watch these ladies now taking a look at the decision Trump made it clear of taking Tucker Carlson. Libra media don't want to see this. I don't know if you have seen this. According to this article from the Daily Beast, Trump says he will consider making Tucker Carlson his vice president. Going down the article, Donald Trump just made the idea of a second term even more nightmarish in an interview on the Claire Travis and Sexton show Wednesday. The former president was asked directly by the eponymous host if he would consider Tucker Carlson as a potential vice president. Trump immediately responded, "Oh, wow," gave way to a lengthy tangent in which he waxed lyrical about attracting a massive audience to his interview with Tucker Carlson that aired during the first Gulf debate in August. "We broke every record in history," he mused incorrectly, prompted again by Travis as to whether he considered Tucker Carlson. Trump answered, "Sure. Why not? I like Tucker Carlson a lot. I guess I would," he said, according to a transcript by Media Matters for America, because he got great common sense. You know, when they say that you guys are consecutive or I'm consecutive, it is not that we are consecutive, we have common sense. Okay, now the Daily Beast is trying to twist things up, partaking through this. Trump was very direct. According to them, I don't know if they are actually frightened by this decision or what exactly concerning. Trump taking on a decision to run with Tucker Carlson is something I never saw coming. A lot of people still speculate that this will not work out. I want to know your opinion. What you think? Is Tucker Carlson a good VP? Will Tucker Carlson accept this offer? When I look at the kind of audience Tucker Carlson is carrying on Twitter, it is to clearly tell you one thing: he is doing a lot. I don't know why Trump decided to do this. When you take a look at that interview Trump had with Tucker Carlson, it was massive. More than what Oprah had with Michael Jackson. It is to clearly tell you one thing: Trump is taking this into consideration, like, oh, if I can sit down with this person, this number of people are watching, then it means if Tucker Carlson is taken as a VP, it's a good thing. I thought Trump might consider a woman this time around. We saw during his administrations he had a man as vice president. Maybe this time he could change. But from the look of things, it's not working out as people expected.